You ladies were so fantastic in this movie.
Thank you.
I loved how you kicked butt, and I want to know how you got in training shape for this film. So who wants to start?
So I started training before we went into pre-production in New York. I was doing training with a personal trainer in the city, and then and the issue for me is that I had just broken my leg, so I was just getting off of crutches. So I was extremely weak. I was in the weakest physical shape of my adult life. And so those 3 weeks were spent sort of getting my strength back. And then when we landed in New Orleans, it was amazing because we had about 6 to 8 weeks of stunt training, personal training, and then also rehearsal time. So the stunt training sort of involved doing a lot of boxing, a lot of just sort of doing a lot of different drills, hitting drills, kicking drills, and then we moved into choreography. We had an amazing stunt choreographer, Wade Eastwood, who really just started me from zero and just built the routine as we went along.
Amazing. And you, I mean, wow.
I didn't have to do nearly as much as Cobie, but you know, when I got down here, I started training because I came straight from another project, so I didn't really get a chance to come down beforehand. It was mostly just training for the endurance. That way, you know, because I did a lot of running, so that way, you know, we can run for these full days, for days on end, for weeks, you know, and not get tired or worn out.
Well, I was thinking of that scene when the three of you were running with Tom Cruise. If anybody can keep up with Tom Cruise, you all deserve Oscars. Like, seriously.
He's fast.
He's very fast. The Oscar for running. We get the Oscar for running.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, he's so fast. But I think, you know, there's really, what I learned with Tom is there's like really fast running, and then there's like running where you're supposed to look really good while you're running. So luckily he was like, okay, we won't go like super fast. We'll go fast enough so it looks like we're going really fast, but we wanted to keep our form and we wanted to look like we were track stars.
It worked.
Yeah,
it totally worked.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about Tom, because, you know, he is like the king of action. He makes it look so easy. But is it intimidating? I mean, what's it like to work with someone like that? Because he's such a pro, but he's such a good guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, at first, I mean, I was a little intimidated because it's, you know, Tom Cruise, but right away he was just so warm and so welcoming. And for me, at least, we bonded right away, you know, because we have all the same hobbies and interests, and he kind of took me under his wing from the beginning. You know, and you always learn on set by just observing or watching, because no one ever comes up to you and says, you know, I'm gonna teach you this, so pay attention. But he actually did that. You know, he bought me on the first week a little film dictionary that had everything that I ever wanted to know about everything regarding film. He taught me about all these positions and all about cameras and angles and how stunts work and the angles that make it look the best, you know, and how to be absolutely safe. You know, so it kind of took away any kind of, you know, nerves around him.
Yeah, and
Just
Cobie,
the fact
for
that he
you,
was so welcoming.
do you feel at all ever intimidated by someone like him? Or do you just learn from someone like him because he's been in the business for so long?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you go into it, similar to Danika, you don't know what it's going to be like, you know. And I think it's the same when you start a movie with anyone. You never know what the dynamic's going to be. You never know what the filming is going to be like. But Tom is a true cinephile. Like, he knows movies. He's been making movies for so long. He knows good writing. He knows everything about cameras. I mean, and in terms of the action movie world, I mean, he's a stunt driver. He flies planes. He does his own stunts. So he is a true expert. And unlike some experts, he's willing to share his knowledge. Because I think that he knows that if he boosts people up, everything will be better. Yeah. And I think we both benefited from that sort of mentality. But
he's also he's so passionate about it.
Yeah.
You know, he's like a little kid going to Disneyland, so he just pumps everyone up and motivates everyone.
And I love the little dysfunctional family here that you guys have. But what I also liked about this Jack Reacher film is that you see him just a little bit vulnerable, you know?
Right.
Was Tom, does he ever show that his own vulnerability on set?
I mean, I don't know about vulnerability, but I mean, he's a very open person. I mean, he's very personable and we were always hanging out on set, and there'd be many hours where they were setting up and we would all hang out. But I mean, I don't know about vulnerability, but I think that this is a part, where this is a man who is struggling with the idea of now having a teenage child that he didn't know about for, how old were you in the film? 16? 15 previous years. I mean, that's a lot to grapple with. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you guys did a fabulous job, really.
Thank you
This is
so
just
much.
a kick-butt movie. I had
you
so
so
much
much.
fun. Lovely talking to you both, and best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Buddy.